Video is still off.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you for joining. Oh, okay, Dev, I remember you.
Yeah.
You are from Northeastern, right? You're doing PhD.
Yeah. Mhm.
Correct. You're from Bengal?
Yeah, I'm from Bengal.
Yeah, correct. Thank you for joining. Is it first class for you?
I know I've joined a few classes this week
Okay, evening or in the morning?
in the morning. Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, you are able to relate to the whatever we are discussing.
Yeah.
Oh, yesterday also you were there?
Yeah, I was there yesterday.
Oh, we had a good discussion. You joined in time yesterday?
Yeah.
You are there till 7:45 also?
I was there around till like 7:40 something. Yeah.
Okay, fine. So most of it you got it. Okay, good.
Mm.
Okay, so let me read the sixth verse. यथाकाशस्थितो नित्यं वायु सर्वत्र गणो महान् तथा सर्वाणि भूतानि मत्स्थानीत्युपधारया. Can I read the translation? They prove.
Yeah. Understand that as the mighty wind blowing everywhere rests always in the sky, all created beings rest in me.
Can you read the purport?
For the ordinary person, it is almost inconceivable how the huge material creation is resting in him. But the Lord is giving an example which may help us to understand. The sky may be the biggest manifestation we can conceive. And in the sky, the wind or the air is the biggest manifestation in the cosmic world. The movement of the air influences the movements of every thing. But although the wind is great, it is still situated within the sky. The wind is not beyond the sky. Similarly, all wonderful cosmic manifestations are existing by the supreme will of the God, and all of them are subordinate to that supreme will. As we generally say, not a blade of grass moves without the will of the supreme personality of Godhead. Thus, everything is moving under his will. By his will, everything is been created, everything is been maintained, and everything is been annihilated. Still he is aloof from everything, as the sky is always aloof from the activities of the wind. In the Upanishads it is stated, Yad Bhesa Vate Pavate. It is out of the fear of the Supreme Lord that the wind is blowing. In the Brahad Anyake Upanishad it is stated, Ityasya va aksarasya prasanne gargi surya chandramasau विद्यातौ तिष्ठता एतस्य वा अक्षरस्य प्रसन्निकार्गितौ अपृथिवौ विदधत्यौ तिष्ठता. By the supreme order, under the superintendence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the moon, the sun, and other great planets are moving. In the Brahma Samhita also it is stated, Yat Chaksur Yasa Savita Sakala Grahanam
राजा
Rajas.
समस्तस्वरमूर्तिरशेष तेजा यस्यान्यया भ्रमति संवृतकालचक्रो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि. Yes.
This is a description of the movement of the sun. It is said that the sun is considered to be one of the eyes of the Supreme Lord and that it has immense potency to diffuse heat and light. Still, it is moving in the prescribed orbit by the order and the supreme will of Govinda. So, from the Vedic literature, we can find evidence that this material manifestation, which appears to us to be very wonderful and great, is under the complete control of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This will be further explained in the later verses of this chapter.
Yes. So this is very nice. Yesterday we had a good discussion about it. That how the sky. So he's saying the sky is the biggest manifestation we can conceive. The wind or air is the biggest manifestation in the cosmic world. So movement of the air influences the movement of everything. Although the wind is great, it is still situated within the sky. And wind is not beyond the sky. You can see everything manifested in this world is within the Supreme Lord. It's not beyond. At the same time, the Supreme Lord remains aloof from this material, just like a sky remains aloof from the wind. So, simply all the wonderful cosmic manifestations are existing by the supreme will of God, and all of them are subordinate to that supreme will. Yeah, so there is nothing which is beyond the Supreme Lord or beyond His will, beyond His sanction. That we so we use the word sanction, right? Because we try to understand that how there is a difference between the real will in the sense that what Lord wants and what He sanctions. So He may sanction, but that may not be His heart's will that divinity should continue their existence in this material world with so many varieties of desires, moving here and there. That's not His will as such. But yes, it is within His will, meaning it's within His sanction. Because He actually respects the free will of the living entity. So He allows the living entities to remain independently, going on in his own life, as if like as if like God is not at all in and nothing to do with them. So this is amazing, inconceivable that how a divinity has freedom. He has a freedom to act as per what he wishes. So he can choose, but he is not the supreme. He's not like supremely independent for sure. Yes, he has a freedom. At the same time, he is within the jurisdiction of the Lord as well. So and he can make choices by which he can either remain in this material world, going on in the cycle of birth and death, or he can take the shelter of the Supreme Lord, which is his ultimate will, and he can go beyond this material world and actually reside eternally in the kingdom of God, in the spiritual world, where he can engage eternally in the service of the Lord. So that is up to the jiva only. So Lord gives that freedom to the living entity. So that freedom is there. At the same time, that freedom is within the control of the Lord. So this is inconceivable. I know. So he is completely dependent on the Supreme Lord. At the same time, he has independent free will also. So you can see. The other thing is that the freedom of the living entity in terms of he is getting truly freed from the illusory energy of the Lord. That happens to proportionately to how much he surrenders to the actual will of the Lord. Meaning, when the living entity actually consciously makes a choice to follow the will of the Lord, aligns with the Lord, then he actually experiences more and more freedom from the clutches of illusory energy. That happens. So, just like suppose the cow is there, the cow is tied to a pole, and then cow can be grazing, at that particular area. So he has a freedom. The cow has a freedom to move, but his freedom is restricted to the length of the rope. Around in that circumference, and that only he can move. The cow can move. So that kind of freedom is there. But because the cow has freedom of, because the cow has certain nature. The owner of the cow, he knows that okay, this is good enough for this cow. But if suppose cow becomes very, very mild, very, very soft nature, very cooperative, very much aligned, so the farmer actually may even increase the rope. But if the cow is too much aggressive, the markahi guy कहते हैं उसको, markahi guy. It just can harm any child coming near or anything like that. Then the rope will be shortened also. The freedom restricted more and more. But if suppose the cow becomes very much aligned, it's become very mild, soft-hearted, then what will happen? Sometimes farmer even removes the rope only. Now the cow can go anywhere. Complete freedom. Complete freedom. It can just go anywhere. The master has no freedom. No control at all. Correct? No jurisdiction for that cow. Complete, absolute freedom cow gets, right? But still, the master is in control of the cow. Yes or no? The same way, the pure deity of the Lord, who completely align with the Lord. So they get full freedom from the Lord. Full freedom means they become as free as Lord only. Independently free they can become. They become absolutely independent that way. But that is only because they have fully surrendered themselves to the will of the Supreme Lord. because they don't misuse the free will. So that way, though they are under the, though they are still Lord is the supreme controller, at the same time, the Lord gives them full freedom. So divinity also, the purity also becomes independently free. That way you can see complete freedom is there. And not only that, the Lord becomes dependent. Lord actually becomes subordinate to that divinity. The one who completely aligns with the Lord. In fact, Lord becomes subordinate to him. Like you can see, Lord simply controlled by gopis' love, or his cowherd boys, or is controlled by Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda Maiya. So he is simply following the order of his own devotees. So even devotees start controlling the Lord. You can see that. So this is amazing thing actually. But still Lord always remains Tattvataha in the Tattva. He always remains the Supreme Master, Supreme Controller only. Like that you can see. So one interesting thing is that the free will is always with the divinity. That free will, not nobody, Lord gives them to all the divinities. That's your free will. No, Lord does not own it. So that the divinity always has freedom to act. That is one thing. Second thing is that yes, Lord has given the free will to act, but it is not that living entity is completely free. There is a free will, but he is not free. He is not freedom. There is a freedom and free will different. So yes, he has a free will, but he may not have freedom. So the freedom is restricted to degree the living entity misuses free will. The freedom is given more and more the degree the divinity uses his free will properly. So see that. So there is a difference between freedom and free will. So as the divinity becomes more and more subordinate to the Supreme Lord, aligns with the Lord, his freedom is increased. Like that. And why it is so? Because the living entity, when he misuses his free will, so he is going to hurt him and is going to create disturbance for others also. So he needs to actually, rectify his orientation. He should learn to use his free will properly. So Lord, that's why he arranges, this material world in such a way that the living entity learns to use his free will properly. So that he learns not to hurt himself and others. So that's why the Lord has created this material world in that way. That as you align with the Lord more and more, you can see you become more and more free. Freedom is increased. And as you misuse your free will, the freedom is restricted. So that means living entity should understand. Now, if he actually wants to become freedom, then he should align with the Lord. Align with the Lord. Just like a person in the normal citizen, as a normal citizen has so much of freedom. You just go anywhere. So much of freedom is there. But as soon as you commit sin, you do some kind of crime, immediately freedom is restricted. Like that. So free will still you have. When you are in the prison also, you can use your free will properly, align with the government, and reform yourself. Then you can again come out of the prison house, like that it is. So everything is resting, within Lord. So the Lord is in control of everything. At the same time, Lord is aloof also. Lord is aloof also. Like the government is aloof of the citizen. It's not like government is after the citizen. He's aloof. Government is independently working. And because of his own use and misuse of free will, the particular citizen gets his own situations. Like that it is. Yes, government is involved, at the same time aloof also. Like that. And another point what I was discussing yesterday was also that when the Lord, in the Lord, everything is resting, and everything is manifestation of his energy only. At the same time, the Lord is aloof. Also means that Lord does not loses his personality. He is still a person. He's still a person, and he still has his own personal pastimes, the devotees, and he's absorbed in that. It is not that he is carrying such a big burden of anxieties about so many divinities having so many problems, so many varieties of troubles going on in the material world. He doesn't have that kind of anxiety. He's aloof also. So yes, he is concerned about all the divinities' welfare, and he is involved in this material creation through his expansion, through his energies. At the same time, he remains aloof also. He can simultaneously be involved and aloof. This is amazing inconceivable potency of the Lord, like that. Because Lord is completely detached. He is not attached to anything in this world. At the same time, he is concerned and he is involved also in the material affair, through his expansion, through his energies as well. So this is the inconceivable potency of the Lord. So I'll pause here. Let me see any question or any reflection here. Dev, was it understandable?
Yeah.
Yeah. So any reflection?
Yeah, I mean the thing that you said is the amount of freedom a living entity has is kind of directly proportional to how aligned the living entity is with the free will of the God. It's like the analogy of the rope, length of the rope.
Mm,
Yeah.
good point, Prabhu. Yes. Robert Prabhu, you want to share? Ashok Prabhu? Ashok Prabhu or Robert Prabhu? Okay, no problem. So, Dev Prabhu, are you free usually on Thursdays in the evening?
Thursdays, so in the evening, so in the afternoon, I have some commitments, but in the evening, yeah, I think it should be.
So, Thursday evening, I do a session at YMCA. If you
Mhm.
want to come there, be good because I'm taking overview of Gita. So, just like I took this first chapter on that day.
Okay,
So,
yeah,
now first chapter is over. So, I'm going to do second chapter.
okay.
Yeah. So, you like